Down the rabbit hole we go. We're going back to Zohran Mamdani, the one that's running for the New York City mayorship. He won the Democrat primary. Now I'm diving into who he actually is, because you know what? Let's pay attention to this. And I'm wondering, all right, are other people actually paying attention to this too? Because there is a lot to uncover here. And I'm looking at this. I mean, there's a surge and there's energy, there's power. Okay, no matter where that power is, it could be just all over the place, but it's surging in one way. And that's with Zohran Mamdani. Okay, good or bad, call it what you want to. This is my third video that I've done on this guy, talking about his win for the New York City mayorship race and what kind of where his background is and what he wants to do. So I looked at his website today and I was flabbergasted at what's going on his website. And we're going to get to that. But I'm also looking at like, all right, what are the other people running for mayor going to do? Andrew Cuomo, I mean, he lost by 70,000 votes in the Democratic primary. Is he going to run as an independent or some other way to do it? He still can. I'm wondering what Eric Adams is going to do. There's a Republican in the race as well. But are they going to kind of team up on this guy to make sure that he doesn't become the next New York City mayor? Or what are they going to do with this situation? But Adams, he's kind of throwing it out there. You know, he's like the experienced guy. He's the guy that's been there and done that. And he's heavy-handed and just, you know, prosperity for the New York City while he was the mayor. And he's also talking about his upbringing as far as, he was bootstraps and low income and all this stuff. So he can resonate with, I don't know what, everybody in New York City that's pulled themselves up. I mean, congratulations. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that didn't start that way and maybe you don't relate with them. If you're wondering who this Mamdani guy is, okay, understand his background. His father, he is a professor at Columbia. He's educated at Harvard, along with his mother, also educated at Harvard, and she's also award-winning director too, which is kind of where he got his start in entertainment and rapping. All right, so he is a Democrat socialist, but he proudly rejecting, though, this elite circle that his parents are already in. He lives in a rent-stabilized apartment. Now, we talked about that in a different video as well. So rent stabilization, how bad it is for New York City and larger metropolitan areas. He owns no car, and he lists one major asset. He is on his financial disclosure. He has several acres of land in Uganda. That's where he's from. That's his native place, from Africa in Uganda. That's what he has. Also, the younger Mamdani, this guy, not his parents, but him, he attended Bank Street, which is a prestigious Manhattan private school that now costs $66,000 a year to go to for elementary school, $66,000. So he also graduated from Bronx High School of Science, which is also one of the most best schools out there in New York City. Then he went on to study Africana Studies at Bowdoin College, a private liberal arts school in Maine. Okay, Africana Studies. What interest does he have about running for politics in New York when he cares so much about Africa from where he's native land from? Interesting. Let's just say that. All right, so I went to his website, and the website, the colors, I can't do the colors, but whatever, that's fine. It's him. So I pulled from his website. Now, I highlighted, went through a bunch of stuff. This is not like I'm making this up. This is directly from his website. There are 6 pages about what he's going to do for the trans community and the LGBTQIA plus New Yorkers. This is it. So get ready if you live in New York City, because according to him, 15% of the citizens of New York are trans or part of the LGBTQ society. Okay. So here's what he's going to do. Expanding and protecting gender-affirming care citywide, making New York City an LGBTQ sanctuary city, creating the Office of LGBT Affairs as well. So tax dollars. Hey, real quick, let me ask questions. For those that are living in Muslim countries, put it in the comments. What happens in Muslim countries if you're gay or part of the LGBTQIA plus community? What happens to people? Please educate me. I don't know. I've never been to a Muslim country before. Put it in the comments. Let me know what you guys do over there. All right. So also create the New York City Office of LGBTQ Affairs. And he's going to understand this. You need to understand this. This is important stuff. So the trans community, they have unique needs that are underfunded and unaddressed. Yeah. Okay. Expand LGBT liaisons to relevant agencies and ensure offices and agencies do not engage in discrimination. Well, maybe they shouldn't discriminate in any way, shape, or form to anybody, let alone who you are and what you cut off. Look at this next thing about money going out. $30 million for housing programs. And again, this is just for the trans community. $20 million for mental health services. Yeah, $20 million for that. $10 million, organizations serving transgender New Yorkers. $10 million for administrative and coordination costs, so why not? $5 million for workforce investments. $4.7 million for new healthcare funding. $5 million for new education funding. $2 million for public defense and other legal system investments. Total of $86.5 million going out to the trans community. Now, why don't they have funding? Why do they need $5 million for education funding? Why? Why do they need $2 million for public defense and other legal systems? Wouldn't you already have that already with the public defender? I don't know. Educate me. Why do you want to spend $86.5 million on that? And that's just your estimate, too. Who knows what they're actually going to spend? So how will this Office of Affairs will provide what they'll do? They will dismantle barriers facing the LGBT New Yorkers. Dismantle barriers. What? Put in the comments what barriers need to be dismantled. Help me understand that, please. I don't know. And then LGBT youth are 120% more likely to experience homelessness than their peers. 120%. Well, it goes on to talk about youth and adult housing programs. Why don't you do this? Why don't you stop looking for housing for them and start figuring out why 120% more people are mentally health problems and can't have a home if they're trans or LGBTQ. Why don't you start with that? Start with the mental. You just spent $20 million on mental health. Workforce development. Hey, get this. Establish a jointly run trans workforce development program with $3 million more in funding and establish a $2 million CUNY account, which initiative to provide scholarships and support the increase of trans New Yorkers working in education, social work, and healthcare. Another way to put that, they're going to put more money to put more people that are trans or part of the LGBT community in effectual areas that affect kids. Education and social work and healthcare. All people that do work with the kids. Yeah. All right. Mental health. I do agree with this one. Hey, congratulations. I actually agree with this guy. The office will expand funding by $20 million for LGBTQ mental health providers to ensure they are adequately staffed to reduce wait lists. Great. Give them more money for mental health. There you go. Problem solved. $20 million. There you go. Also, too, the office is going to support the increase of Trans Equity Initiative Fund to $10 million, prioritizing trans-led organizations. The office would prioritize trans-led, especially Black, Indigenous, people of color, trans-led organizations. So basically, if you're white, forget it. You are not prioritized at all. You have to be BIPOC or you have to at least be trans. I'm wondering on the application, does it say that? You have to fill that out. Like, yes, excuse me, are you ma'am, miss, they, them, other pronouns? Is that on the application? That doesn't scream discrimination to anything at all? Okay, so that's what he's going to do with LGBTQ. Again, answer my question about what Muslim countries do with gay people. Let me know about that one. But looking at Eric Adams, he's talking about this other stuff, and it's like, all right, how are they going to come together? Because if you look back, I mean, Barack Obama, he hadn't done a whole lot of work. He kind of came out of nowhere, but he could talk great. He looked great presenter. I mean, Joe Biden, called him? Oh, I forgot. I should have had this ready, but like a polished black guy. So, of course, he's going to win or something like that. Look that up. Help me. Put it in the quotes, comments. Let me know. But then also like a Pete Buttigieg, who literally was the mayor of French Lick, and all of a sudden he's running for president. Why? Because he's gay. And that was the whole – I mean, really, he has no skills. He really doesn't. He's the guy that actually drove the SUV that was paid for by the taxpayers, got out, got on his bicycle like a quarter mile, and tried to say he ran his bike from home. I mean, the guy's nowhere, but that's where we're at. That's where we're at right now. And this one guy, too, is a political consultant, John Tomlin. He said this, I'll quote, I'll read it to you. I don't think Mamdani is a hateful person, but it's really hard to present this image of equality among all people and defend a statement that is extremely hurtful to Jewish New Yorkers, end quote. Okay, so again, don't look at what I'm doing, what I'm protesting, what I'm all about. Just look at, I don't know how you feel about me, and that'll tell you everything, and then vote accordingly, because I'm sure I'm not a hateful person, even though I want to wipe an entire religion off the country or off the map and the country away. Okay, so hey, tell me where you're at. Tell me what you feel about this, what's happening. Is this something we need to follow? Is this why? Again, look at my other videos about why this is going so big in other countries. I mean, I'm looking at viewers. Most of the stuff is not being played in English. Why is that? I'm watching the trackers trying to figure that out. So anyway, hey, I'm going to keep reading the headlines on this. Let me know what you want to hear about. Maybe if you have something different that I'm missing that I haven't gotten to yet, put that in the comments as well. We're going to keep reading the headlines so we can bring you the truth between lines. Between the lines.